Bienvenidos. Welcome to AP Spanish Language and Culture. I am Senora Pinson, Miss Pinson. I am obviously not here with you tonight. I am actually home on maternity leave, but I am super thankful that Mr. Nichols is here and helping us out tonight, and I'm super excited for you guys as you enter into this adventure of AP. It's going to be a fantastic year. I'm super excited for not just my return, but also my interim in the time being. You have got a fantastic native speaker who is going to give you so much exposure and perspective while you're sitting here training for your AP exam in the spring, and so I know it's going to be a fantastic experience for you guys. There are 3 pieces of paper I need to make sure that you grab, 1 per family before you leave. One is going to give you a little bit more information about my maternity leave, when I'll be expected back, the name of my interim, gives a little bit more background on him. There's also a piece of paper that's going to tell you from Ms. DeSilva that's going to give you more information about the seal of biliteracy, especially for those of you that are my juniors, my seniors, your upperclassmen. You're thinking about graduation and that diploma. That seal is something that's wonderful to be able to put on your diploma as you graduate. Being a part of an AP course, that seal is going to be automatic as long as you pass the AP exam in the spring. So that's something to think about, and another motivation to do, of course, your absolute best with this exam. Also, the 3rd piece of paper is going to give you more information about what we call the comprehensible classroom. It's a new approach that we're tackling this year for foreign language as a department. We've got new textbooks, new standards, so we're just revamping it all. And of course, the goal that's going to tell you is 90% target language. For you guys, as far as AP is concerned, you guys will be 100% Spanish after the first week or so. So there's no problems there for you guys. You're going to be tackling that anyways, but just so that you have a little bit more information about that, it explains that. If you have any questions about any of it, please don't hesitate to let me know. Shoot me an email and I can help answer any questions or anything like that about it, okay? So let's go through this quickly. A lot of you guys are going to know me, so the first part of this I'm going to go through a little bit quicker. As far as my contact goes, my email is always the best when I do return from maternity leave. That is my extension for my cell phone number, or excuse me, for my classroom phone if you need me. During maternity leave, I'm going to do my best to check my email at least once a day, so again, don't hesitate to reach out if you have a question or a concern or something like that. You are going to see that I have an updated picture there for you. Actually 3 weeks today, we had a new baby girl added to our sweet family. So my twins are now 8, my boys, and then my daughter Marley is now 5, and then of course we've just had sweet Eleanor. And so most of you guys know who I am and how I got to where I am now. It's kind of crazy that I'm entering into my 10th year here at Central and everything that's happened over the past decade. So I'm super excited, super thrilled to be able to enter in this 10th year here. As far as objectives goes for the AP course, this is going to be a new type of course, a new way of organization is probably the best way to do it. For AP, we focus more on theme and content rather than a textbook with a list of vocabulary and grammatical features. So you're going to see lots of resources that are going to be used, real-life, authentic resources, readings, listenings, articles, movies, clips, all kinds of things. And we're going to pull them apart, discuss them, analyze them. And from those, we will review our grammar and enrich our vocabulary. But everything will be fluency-based. You're going to want to comment, give your opinion. I'm going to ask you to persuade the other group, right? We're going to argue and convince all in this other language, and it's going to be so good. Throughout the course, you're going to be working on responding through emails, letters. We're going to have 5-point persuasive essays. Your knowledge of culture will expand tremendously, which is always super exciting. So much that the world offers that we're going to learn about. Your vocabulary, as I mentioned, will grow tremendously as well. Everything will be done in the target language after this first week. So once the interim goes over, policies and syllabus and everything like that, you will mourn that English and we will say goodbye. So it's going to be great as you switch over to Spanish. Your brain will eventually catch up to you, and that's the best way to learn. It's going to be immersive. And so any type of conversation with me or the interim should be in Spanish. You've got to just put yourself out there. Don't worry about the mistakes. And that's going to be the best way that we're going to learn. Still those same 4 skills that are going to be focused on. As I mentioned, you'll have essays, those persuasive essays. We'll be using a lot more of the computer and iPad labs. You'll be doing lots of spoken assessments and activities. You're also going to have a presentation. Each student will have 2 presentations that will be done over a country of your choice throughout the year, and that's going to be focusing more on that cultural aspect that we will need for the AP exam in the spring. And so more information will be given out over that within the first week. You will also have multiple practice tests. We'll do one in the fall, right before fall break is usually when I try to tackle that. We'll have one around the end of this semester and then one around spring break. So that means you'll have 3 under your belt by the time you take that real exam come May. Remember, there's no translators. It's not going to do us any good in AP because you're not going to be able to have that on the AP exam. So we're going to use everything that you have up there in that brain of yours. So this is our new textbook. You'll get a copy of that in the next couple of days. Still going to need that dictionary. I recommend a notebook with dividers because we've got so much more going on AP. Again, as long as you can organize yourself and find what you need to find, I'm okay with it. I'm not going to be doing notebook checks. Make sure you have those colored pens. For peer editing, we'll be doing lots of that. Here are some extra activity or practices for AP Spanish, the test if you want to grab those. A lot of times I say on Amazon it's the cheapest way, but sometimes if you look even in our library, they have copies of those as well. In the spring semester, we'll also look forward to the National Spanish exam. More information will be going out about that. Your grades for AP are still underneath the total point system, but it's going to be focused more on those skills and those assessments of speaking and discussions rather than a grammatical test or something like that. Okay? All those extra activities are still available as well, but please remember that this is AP. You are level 5 now, and I can only do so much in 45 minutes. You have to be willing to put in the extra work outside of class in order to be successful. AP is only as good as you're willing to work. And so my recommendation is just to dive headfirst in and just change everything over to Spanish. It's going to make everything so much better. I'll also be sending out some information by email to you parents over the next couple of weeks. The AP exams are now being registered for much earlier in the fall semester. So that's something that you need to go ahead and think about as to whether or not your student is going to be committed to take that exam in the spring. I will be sending out detailed information about how to sign up for that, like I said, in the next week or two, so that you can have that in the back of your brain and be discussing and making sure that that's really what you want you and your child to do. And if you have any questions about that, by all means, just let me know. I hope you guys have had a great night so far tonight. Hope you continue to have a great start to the year. Again, don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and I look forward to a great one with you. Thanks.